Good morning, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone enjoyed those two epic semi-finals as much as I did yesterday. I thought both semi-finals were such high quality and just highlighted the quality and depth on the WTA at the moment in a sport that is really thriving in 2024. It sets up what will be a brilliant final on Saturday in which one of Barbora Krejcikova or Jasmine Paolini will lift their first ever Wimbledon title. Just before I go into previewing and predicting Saturday's final, a huge thank you to anyone that has tuned into my content this week. If you would take a couple of seconds to subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. I will be covering a lot more tournaments throughout 2024, and I do use this channel to improve my skills, improve my tennis knowledge, shine some more light on the sport, and it's just a sport that I love watching, analyse and giving my opinions on. I do hope to work in tennis media one day. That is a dream of mine. So if you would subscribe to the channel, that would support me on my journey and be something I would greatly appreciative of. So looking at Saturday's final, how I'm going to do this, I'm going to look at their route to the final, review their semi-final performances before looking at how I think both players can have success in Saturday's matchup, and finally giving my prediction on who I think will lift their maiden Wimbledon title. So starting off with Barbora Krejcikova. She came through a marathon match against Veronika Kudermetova in the first round, defeated Danielle Collins in straight sets in round 4, who's having a fantastic farewell final year on the tour. Yelena Ostapenko in the quarterfinal, a player that is hugely aggressive, brilliant ball striker on the grass, had lost just 15 games going into that match, and Krejcikova won that one in straight sets. And the semi-final was undoubtedly the performance of Krejcikova's championships and the win of the championship so far. Rybakina was the only previous Wimbledon champion left in the draw, and the way Rybakina dominated that first set, I think many wrote Barbora Krejcikova off, but the way she switched up the tactics, used all the problem-solving skills, got on the front foot and dominated those last two sets was a testament to her quality, skill and mentality as well. So looking at that semi-final, I think Rybakina started it excellently, and that's something that you would expect. Rybakina being the former champion, you'd expect her to be the one that settles and looks to dominate the baseline exchanges. I thought Rybakina served and returned very well, and when she does that, she gets into a rhythm that is very difficult to stop. Rybakina's forehand barely missed a line in the opening set. She was hitting through the Krejcikova slice and variety with ease and just utterly dominating. And it was very difficult to see how Krejcikova was going to turn this match around. As I've said, Rybakina is an excellent front runner, and when she starts serving, returning, hitting forehand winners, she's absolutely devastating on the court and very difficult to negate. At that point, Krejcikova recognised, I believe, that she had to be more aggressive to have success in this match. She was mentally excellent. I think it's very difficult to switch up your tactics completely in a semi-final. That was something that if she didn't do, she was just going to allow Rybakina to dominate and run away to another Wimbledon final. Krejcikova just couldn't get any success in the open set from Rybakina in baseline exchanges, whether she hit the consistent depth, whether she used the slice. Rybakina just had too much power and precision. She was striking the ball so well. From second set onwards, I thought Krejcikova had done a great job of attacking the net. She stepped inside the court. She tried to bully Rybakina, used the serve and volley. She's a brilliant doubles player, and I don't think it's used enough from Krejcikova. I think the fact that she is such a great doubles player, the fact that she has got such great hands, she doesn't use them enough, doesn't use the serve and volley enough. And from the second set onwards, she'd done that, and I think that was a large part of why she turned the match around in the way she did. Rybakina did become impatient. I think the unforced error count went up. She was snatching at points, trying to finish them on the first and second shot of each rally. The double faults were too high, and Krejcikova profited from that. I think from the third set onwards, Rybakina did struggle, and Krejcikova became favourite because she found the winning formula. She recognised coming forward, using the forehand, using the big serve and following up with ground strokes was really working for her. The third set was very tight, as you would expect. But I think Krejcikova capitalised on one really poor service game from Rybakina, where I believe she hit a couple of double faults. And from that point on, Krejcikova looked really settled, confident. She served brilliant. She stayed solid from the back of the court. She maintained the aggression, and she thoroughly deserved what was a fantastic win, knocking out Elena Rybakina in the semi-final to reach her maiden singles Wimbledon final. Moving on now to Jasmine Paolini and just looking at her year on a whole. I mean, what a year she's had. It's such a transformation from her seasons in the past. I think you've got to say across all three surfaces that she's been the most consistent player on the WTA. Obviously, Iga Swiatek winning in Madrid and Rome, and then French Open is an unbelievable achievement. But Paolini's won a hardcore title, her maiden Masters 1000 title in Dubai, before going to French Open and reaching the final. And then coming onto the grass and reaching semi-final of Eastbourne, now final of Wimbledon, making her top 5 debut. To transform her form from hardcore to clay to grass is just a testament to her mentality, her skill, her variety, her confidence in the game at the moment. And she's came through, like Krejcikova, a very tough draw, beating Andreescu, who is a former Grand Slam champion. And I think that win really gave her the confidence and belief. She's a player that hadn't won one match in the Wimbledon draw pre-2024, which is an astonishing stat when she's now reached the final and played so well this year. Against Madison Keys, she was 5-2 down in the decider before Keys got injured, and maybe that just gave her the slight stroke of luck that she needed to lift her maiden major title. I thought her performance against Emma Navarro in the quarterfinal was absolutely stunning. Navarro had previously beaten Coco Gauff in straight sets, but the way that Paolini dismantled her with variety, with skill, with speed and power, I thought was a testament to her overall skills and all-around game. She then had an absolutely epic battle against Donna Vekic in the semi-final, which I'll go into more detail now. So this match, although I predicted Paolini to win, it didn't go quite as I expected tactically. I thought Vekic, as I said pre-match, I felt if she turned up and served and hit the forehand as she could, then she's capable of blowing Paolini off the court because she was hitting those two particular strokes that well this week. And that's exactly what she did in the opening set. I thought she was fantastic, Donna Vekic. She served brilliantly, which gave her time to attack with the forehand, and they are both huge weapons. I thought Paolini had a poor serving day pretty much throughout the match, and she was punished for that, particularly in the opening set. Vekic was very aggressive on the return, which is something that I thought she would be. Paolini doesn't have a great second serve, and it just allowed Vekic to dictate points with the way that she was serving and returning. She attacked the net with real conviction, and surprisingly, Vekic was the one that was playing with variety. She used the drop shot a lot in that opening set, and Paolini was a player that was very deep behind the baseline and wanted to get in those long grown exchanges and wanted to counterpunch. And I thought it was a great ploy and tactic from Vekic to recognise how deep Paolini was and use the drop shot to great effect as she did in that opening set. When Vekic won the opening set 6-2, I was thinking that Paolini had to change her pattern of play to turn this match around. When getting to neutral point in rallies, I felt that Paolini had to start using the slice to take the pace off, force Vekic to hit from low and wide, or really attack the backhand. And Paolini used those tactics very well against Navarro. But against Vekic, particularly in the opening set, I thought she was hitting too many good length balls to Vekic's forehand. And I was surprised that Paolini seemed intent on defending and counterpunching, using her physicality and speed. In the second set, she did get more onto the baseline. She played from higher up in the court, and she started to really read the drop shots of Vekic and dominate around the net. And I thought that was, the difference in seeing Paolini turn that second set around and steal at 6-4. Set 3 was just a pure war of attrition. I felt Paolini could have won this match more comfortably had she been smart. I think she could have used the weapons that she used against Navarro and upset the rhythm of Vekic and force some unforced errors and stop her dominating with that forehand. Vekic wanted to be the aggressor throughout this match. I think she was struggling physically from set 2 onwards and wanted to finish the point as early as possible. Paolini recognised that and wanted to draw out every single point, make it as difficult as possible for Vekic, keep her on the run, make every rally grueling, every point as long as possible. And the fact that Vekic wanted to win points in 1, 2, 3 shots, that brought errors as it naturally does, mistiming the ball and overhitting. Paolini in the end just backed herself to win a fight. It's as simple as that. I think it's easier in a Grand Slam semi-final, in a third set decider, to just hit through the ball and maintain depth and just back your defence than probably be creative. And I think that's why Paolini went down the path that she did. the tiebreak was fully deserving. I think both players were fantastic throughout. There was many switches of momentum, and a match-deciding tiebreak was the fairest way to decide it. It did go 8-8, as you would typically expect, with how close and nip and tuck the match was. And I always felt that Paolini just had the physical and mental edge. You know, she's been to the French Open final. She's won a maiden Masters 1000 title. I thought that she would play the deciding points and match-defining moments a little bit better than what Vekic did. But Vekic's serve was still flowing, and she was still winning lots of free points. But it was Paolini that eventually forced the error to take that match-deciding tiebreak 10-8. And I was delighted for Paolini to extend what has been a brilliant run in 2024. And what a tournament as well from Donna Vekic, who suffered a potentially career-ending injury a few years ago and is now recovered to, reach a maiden major semi-final, and hopefully we're going to reach many more. So in terms of Paolini's overall performances, I mean, she played Navarro at her own game with variety and movement, and then played Vekic at her own game with baseline and pace. So it almost feels at this point like Paolini is just playing you at your own game. She just believes she can do it better and for longer. And ultimately, she outlasted Vekic yesterday. I still believe she could have won this match more comfortably had she played smarter, but it's difficult to play that way in huge pressure circumstances, and ultimately she got the win. So, job done. So now looking at how I think Barbora Krejcikova wins this final. Well, Krejcikova's serves on average is 70% first serves in this championships, and yesterday served I think 73%, which are just fantastic numbers and something that she needed to do to beat a player of Rybakina's quality. She's also backing it up with great patterns of play. You know, she's utilising that great first serve to hit backhands, particularly down the line. And I would like to see Krejcikova use serve and volley in a final. I think if you can get 3 points in a final off your serve, then it takes off a lot of pressure. And if you can rattle through any service game, it puts huge pressure on the other server to hold on to their serve. I think Krejcikova's forehand has been exceptional throughout this championships, and I say that with the variety that she's used it with, whether it's been down the line for a clean winner, whether it's been flat and deep to maintain length, which she done a lot yesterday against Rybakina, whether it's been on the defence, on the run. It's been so consistent with every way that she's used it. Her variety really worked against Collins and Ostapenko and Rybakina, and I think Krejcikova is a player that is a fantastic problem solver. She's very difficult to break down because of how all-round consistent she is, and she's got every shot in the book. I think her success really came against Rybakina when she was aggressive. You know, Paolini is a better mover than Rybakina. We know Rybakina is tall, doesn't particularly like coming into the court, whereas Paolini's very fast, very physical, very tenacious around the court. And Paolini's a player that does counterpunch better than what Rybakina does. But Krejcikova is very good when she's coming forward, and I feel like Paolini's a player that will want longer exchanges in this matchup. In the Navarro match, she really dominated from the baseline because she has the speed, the battling qualities, the athleticism. And I feel like for Krejcikova to win this one, she has to back herself coming forward. She has to use the quality around the net, use that ability to serve and volley, use all those double skills to really have the conviction to end points early. I also feel a big part of this match, and where it might be won and lost, is when Krejcikova attacks the Paolini second serve. She'll undoubtedly get opportunities to attack the court and be the aggressive from the serve and return quality that she has. I don't think Paolini served well at all yesterday, and Krejcikova will be watching that match, licking her lips, thinking if I can get a good forehand return deep in the court, it really allows her to step inside and look to end the point at an early exchange. In terms of how Paolini wins this match, I think be smart. I think yesterday she won due to her physicality, her recent winning experience, the will to win and fitness edge that she had over Vekic, who I think did struggle physically from midway second set onwards. I didn't think she used the slighter drop shots anywhere near enough yesterday. I think the huge weapons of Paolini and ones that I think she can really exploit on the grass. I do feel like Paolini will have struggle hitting through and attacking Krejcikova on Saturday because she's so well-rounded, and she's faced Ostapenko and Rybakina, who are great ball strikers and hit the ball a lot heavier and harder than Paolini does. I think Paolini has to try and play this match on her terms. I think she's got to try and keep Krejcikova wide on the run, wear her down physically, stop Krejcikova accessing the net easily. And if Paolini can use slices and drop shots to bring Krejcikova in, but with heavy spin and putting the ball in difficult positions, keeping the ball very low, then I think she can have success in the match doing that. The baseline exchanges, I think, will be close, but they could suit Krejcikova because of her solid length and extra speed on the forehand and just overall toughness and ability to stand firm in long exchanges. If it does go 3, then, Paolini's fitness may come into play because we've seen her at the French Open. We've seen her in the championships really get stronger as the match goes on and play best tennis in the big moments, which included her winning that match aside in tiebreak yesterday. But I think Paolini, one thing she really has to do better is serve better. 63% serve yesterday, 46% second serve points won. Krejcikova is very smart. She's a very strong service returner, as we saw yesterday against Rybakina, who's one of the best servers on the tour. And I think, if Krejcikova does get good looks in the Paolini second serve, she will punish, and that could be the difference in this final. In terms of who wins, it's very difficult to call. I think you'll see, maybe it's a 50-50 split in terms of people's predictions. They've both enjoyed excellent runs to this final. It'll be a shame for whoever gets beat. I think it'll be a very good clash of styles. They both possess the ability to win grueling baseline exchanges. They both defend well. They both can attack the net with variety. And I do feel like the difference in this final will come down to serve and return. Krejcikova's serving very well consistently, and she's found a way of really backing it up and utilising that serve with the forehand winners. She's returned serve against Ostapenko and Rybakina brilliantly, and both do have better serves than Jasmine Paolini as well. So I do feel like that's where the match will be won or lost. If Krejcikova isn't nervous and she plays the way she did from second set onwards yesterday, in which she was very aggressive, then I do think she wins this one. I think Paolini has to be smart, but make it physical at times and make Krejcikova really work in every point. Paolini's tenaciousness and the way she gets the crowd behind her with the amazing points that she wins through counter-punching, through defence, through sheer will to win. She will have the crowd, I feel, Paolini, and that could tip it in her favour if she can take the match deep. But I think Krejcikova will win in straight sets. I think there'll be 2 very tough sets, maybe 7-6, 6-4, something like that. That I just feel in the crucial moments, Krejcikova's serve will really help her. And I think she'll jump all over the second serve of Paolini and win 2 very tight sets. But it's going to be an epic final, one that I can't wait for. And I would love to hear what you think of the final in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching. As I mentioned at the start of the video, if you would subscribe, it would greatly help my journey into tennis media. Got a couple of reasons on there of why I do YouTube and also which events I will be covering. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next